What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with none other than the Persian Wolf, Hadi. So is there any other guy in this year's Olympia lineup who is taking 6 plates for a ride this close to the show? I mean, that is just nuts. Hadi is a maniac when it comes to training heavy and pushing so damn hard, no matter what the phase of the prep he is in. And you kinda wonder, does this idea of getting injured, does that ever cross his mind? Or he has no fear whatsoever? For the record, it was a legs day, and that was on Hadi birthday, as he turned 37 today, and he's showing zero signs of slowing down, and that too anytime soon. So I don't know how many of you guys remember when Hadi was asked this question after he won his first ever Miss Olympia title back in 2022, that how many Olympia titles does he wants to win, and that was ideally speaking, how many more does he wants to win, and he said 7. So Ronnie Coleman wanted to win 15. So every single champion out there, they have their own goals. They set their own expectations.
So hopefully, God willing, 7.
Wait. No.
So I believe Hadi still has another 3 to 4 years where he can continue to get better. And with his Arnold Ohio look, and the way he showed up with so much improvements, and that too in such a short duration of time, after the Olympia to this year's Arnold, that was just so damn impressive. And he just proved himself to everyone out there that he will just continue to get better. And he will keep on improving his best look with every passing year. So Hadi Chupan, without any shadow of a doubt, is the biggest threat to the reigning Miss Olympia Derek Lunsford. And Hadi for sure gonna be his biggest challenge. And even Derek himself admits that. And there is a reason why Derek says that training with Hadi Chupan, that makes him a better bodybuilder. Because the thing is, both these guys, they push each other so damn hard. So this battle in 2 weeks, that is gonna be the one to remember for ages, and that is for sure gonna be a legendary one. Next up, we have a 2 weeks out update from this year's Chicago Pro Champion, and one of the most hyped up guy going into this year's Miss Olympia, and rightfully so, Muhammad Foda. So I'm sure you guys will be more interested in that caption that he posted under his latest physique update, because this was the very first time where Muhammad Foda himself spoke about his own expectations going into his first ever Miss Olympia. So top 10 finish at his Olympia debut. That is what Muhammad Foda is aiming to do. And the man is willing to do everything in his power to accomplish that task. So Muhammad Foda is one of the very few guys out there who trains twice per day. He wasn't the most ripped guy at 6 weeks out mark of this year's Miss Olympia. But based on these pictures, he has changed pretty damn fast. And the reason for that was, both him and his coach Stefan, they did not want to be ready like weeks out of the show. They wanted to be ready on the day of the show. So Foda is also one of those multiple Olympians that Stefan is coaching this time, like Martin Fitzwater, William Bonac, Muhammad Foda, Ors Klashinsky, Vassy Wiesers. And all these guys are also going to be fighting each other to get the highest spot at this year's Miss Olympia. So Foda needs to bring a better condition for this year's Miss Olympia compared to what he brought at his last show, which was Tampa Pro, where he lost that title to John De La Rosa. So Foda has very impressive size. He has a lot of size from the front, as well as from the side as well. He is extremely aesthetic. Now he is gonna lose both of the back shots to a lot of the guys, especially in that second call out. Unless of course he shows up with drastic improvements, which I don't think is fair to expect. That too in such a short duration of time, because there were only like 8 weeks from Tampa Pro to this year's Miss Olympia. So what do you guys think? How is Muhammad Foda gonna compare with guys like Rafael Brandao and Martin Fitzwater? Do let me know in the comments below. Next up, we have a 2 weeks out physique update from Hunter Labrada. So all the guys were predicting that Hunter is gonna place 8th at this year's Miss Olympia. I have got to say they are all making a very big mistake, because for him at this point, it is all about nailing that peak, which he did not exactly do for this year's Italy Pro, because his coach Ben Chow, they experimented with different things, because they knew Hunter is gonna win that show anyway. No one was gonna touch him in that show regardless of that. So Hunter had another 4 weeks to really dial it in, and that is still plenty of time. So he looks big and full as a house in this latest update, which is from his latest YouTube video. So the biggest focus again, after winning this year's Italy Pro, that has been his waistline, his midsection, because that is the point that he needs to work on the most. And that is where he received the major criticism. But as of right now, Hunter is really happy with how his waist is coming in, and he still has 2 more weeks to go.
The areas that we wanted to improve are improving right now, which is very exciting and motivating. You know, I'm watching my waistline come in every single day right now. We're pushing things really hard, food-wise and output-wise, and
So even the guys who aren't a big fan of his physique, they all admit that he has put on some serious amount of size in this 2024 season. He had bigger quads, he had more thicker and more 3D delts. He had a much more thicker and denser back. And we have to keep in mind, Hunter had a relatively weaker back just a few years ago, especially in comparison to what it looks like right now, and he has improved drastically in that area. Not to mention his arms were also looking bigger. So Hunter has this ability to surprise a lot of people at this year's Miss Olympia in 2 weeks' time. So we want to see those fine details and those deep separations that he had at last year's Tampa Pro, and that too with all that added size. And I think he's gonna be right up there in that first call out. Next up, we have a 2 weeks out physique update from one of the best from Brazil, Rafael Brandao. So those low carb days, they have started to kick in, as both Brandao and Neil Hill, they are going for that final push now, to show up in a crazy good condition. So Rafael Brandao is a top 10 guy, no matter what happens, because all the judges, they just love his physique, his shape, his beautiful aesthetics. Not to mention all the bodybuilding fans, they absolutely love his classic lines. Because the thing is, he represents those tall aesthetic guys who are really reminiscent of the 90s era. So it has also been a really long journey for Brandao, longer than the guys who have been beating him in the last couple of years, like Nick Walker, Hunter Labrada, Samson Dauda, Andrew Jacked, and so many others. But all of us know that if Brandao can get thicker, if he can put on more size, more density in all the right areas, with the kind of shape that he has, along with all that new size, he is gonna be so hard to ignore, and he is gonna be really dangerous, especially if he peaks right. So his coach Neil Hill said that it is gonna take Rafael Brandao another 2 years to get to that size. He's gonna be competitive against those guys like Samson Dauda and Andrew Jacked. And that is when Brandao will push some of these other top guys for the Olympia title as well. So that is the bigger picture in their minds. Rafael will definitely be a few pounds heavier than the Arnold Ohio look this year, because they pushed the food really hard after Brazil. So at his last Olympia, especially the press conference, if you guys remember, Brandao brought the tissue papers for Nick Walker and Hunter Labrada, so that they could wipe off their tears after Brandao beats them. Now that was a great joke, and all in good taste. So let's see how Rafael Brandao shows up this time. So looking at Quinton's physique from his guest posing from today, you really understand. There is a reason why this man has got so much hype behind him, even though he is yet to win his first ever pro show. And we have to keep in mind, he has been a pro since 2019, because that was the year when Quinton first made his pro debut. And every single time you see Quinton posting in such a great off-season condition, you just have got to say, it is just a matter of time for him before this guy gets to the Olympia stage, before this guy puts it all together. And then he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. So he is 6'1", and he is gonna be turning 30 next year. So just think about it. We often tend to compare him, guys like Samson Dauda and Andrew Jacked. Yes, he isn't at that level just yet. He does not have the size or the thickness as some of these other top guys. But considering that Andrew Jacked is about to turn 40 and Samson is 38 years old, just think about it. How much time Quinton still has to put on more mass and to get to that level of thickness. So we live in this era where striated glutes, they are valued so much, and Quinton actually has more striated hamstrings and glutes, which is something neither Samson Dauda nor Andrew Jacked has just yet. So Quinton is still not willing to work with another coach, but I think eventually he's gonna change his mind. So he will be back to the stage sometime next year, and hopefully we are gonna see him on the Olympia stage, finally in 2025. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.